While investigating, the main character finds another brothel was under attack, so he goes to the brothel, finds out one person was kidnapped and somebody was harmed. This person who was harmed is actually Morley's son because he was there to have a little bit of fun, and he tried protecting the person who was kidnapped, but sadly was not able to help very much. The people who were with him basically ran off on him, so he couldn't really protect the person who was kidnapped. He gives information about how this maiden looked like, and while putting together what the other 5 maidens looked like, they realized they all kind of look the same. So they went out searching for women who look exactly like the kidnapped women to protect them and keep them safe. Sadly, they're not able to get hold of all the women who are under the same looks-wise, so a lot of few women were still kidnapped. Yeah, people are going around being kidnapped by this person, by who they believe is Claire and Shallow. The character is informed the male lead was tortured by Mercy to get information out of the male lead, so he arrives to the location where the male lead was being kept and tortured after Mercy left. He gets hold of the male lead and he's doing his best to help the male lead, cure the male lead of his injuries. Like, he is very furious and upset for the male lead as much as he is at the male lead. He also thinks about all the tortures the male lead probably has gone through, that this wasn't the first time someone tortured him out for information, and sadly, the enemy country the male lead chose to fight for, this country puts a spell on their soldiers and generals. If they're ever captured, they were never able to speak about information and secrets of their country. It will torture them if they try to speak. So even if the most torturous true spell is put on them, they cannot speak because they will interact to each other and make it way worse for the one who is trying to speak. And the male lead even outright tells the main character he wants a home. He wants a home. That's all he wants, when the main character is asking him questions and doing his best to cure the male lead. I was like super sad for the male lead in this scene, and I really wanted to punch Mercy in the face. Okay, I'm this close to strangling Mercy. Someone's gonna have to be between me and Mercy. I'm saying this right here and now. Also, we find out that Mercy would take all of the male lead's accomplishments in the past, when the male lead first started off as a soldier and was slowly ranking up the ranks. He would take the male lead's accomplishments as his own. He hated that the male lead used his name to buy medicines, but he does exactly the same thing by taking all of the male lead's accomplishments and skills and abilities as his own. That he gets all the praise and adoration for things the male lead was doing. I freaking hate this dude. I am sorry, I hate him. He's gonna have to do a lot to make me like him, but honestly, I probably hate him more than I hate the White Lotus, okay? I'm telling you guys, you gotta have to get between me and him. The main character put something on the male lead, so it's kind of a tracker ring, so if anything happens to the male lead or the male lead is removed from his prison, the main character will be informed so he can get to the male lead's side as soon as possible, so he can protect and help the male lead if the male lead needs help. He might say it so he can keep an eye on the male lead, but in actuality, it's because he's very protective of the male lead. Just like how Mercy always points out to him, being like, hey, are you actually loyal to the country, or are you loyal to this man? Because we don't know if we can trust you if we hand the male lead over to you. And I'm like, back off, Mercy. Watch me. I'll bite you. I promise you, I'll bite you. Claire and Shallow does kidnap the male lead and drag him to the location where he was keeping all those bodies of the people he was kidnapping. Yes, he was killing them and turning them into corpses. The main character is informed of it, so he goes to look into the location. At first, he also thinks the male lead is working for Claire and Shallow, but when he arrives, he obviously figures out that the male lead is just a victim who's being puppeteered. Kind of like that chess piece the main character uses in the Husky and his White Cassian, and then White Lotus does use later down the line. Yes, those two's chess piece technique. Yes, this dude is kind of using something that's exactly the same way, and then just like the main character in Demonic Convention, his ability to use corpses to fight against somebody. This guy has those kinds of abilities. Claire and Shallow's using the male lead like a puppet to fight against the main character because they're both on the same level, so they're fighting each other, and sooner or later the main character gets the upper hand thanks to the Lotus single, and he uses his own spiritual weapon to get the male lead down so the male lead can't continue to fight against him. Reinforcements had come because when the main character had first got the thing that the Melid had disappeared, he had called the Emperor, asked the Emperor for reinforcements to the location he was heading to. And the reinforcements he gets is Mercy and Morning Sun. And I just wish Mercy just dropped dead and stay away, because this entire part of the story, he is no help. He is so useless, and he just sits there and complains and whines the entire time. Why is he even here? Morning Sun, he kind of looks like the cousin from Husky and Like Fusion, or you could say he looks like the Melid from Scum Saving System. In a way, he actually looks more like the Melid from Scum Saving System, or he looks like the little wild beast from Heaven's Official Blessing. You know, the little god, it's kind of like a little beast. He kind of looks like him. Like, he looks like all three of them in a way. I don't know why I'm seeing it, but I see all three of them in him, and I don't know why. Morning Sun pulls out one of his family's inventions that they can tie the Melid to, so the Melid doesn't run off on them, tries to escape or fight against them. And so it's supposed to keep him still. And it's also where they can carry him around like a walking prison cell. I am not kidding. It's literally a walking prison cell. Starting to be attacked by the corpses who Claire and Shallow had created. And the main character and Mercy are having a hard time fighting against them. Morning Sun can't even go against any of the corpses. Keep pleading for help from Mercy, and Mercy's kicking him off, telling him to basically die. And I'm like, you tell that to my baby once more, and I promise you, we're gonna have a freaking problem. You protect my baby. I'm telling you here now, you protect my baby or you're gonna die, okay? I will feed you to one of these corpses. I know I shouldn't hate him as much as I do, but honestly, someone had told me that he's not a good person. And once I learned that he probably is one of the main bad guys, but probably not actually, and I saw a wrong spoiler. So again, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I do not like him. I cannot like him. Every time I see him, I want to throw hands with him, okay? To the point they're doing so badly at fighting, like they're all doing a difficult time fighting these corpses. The Melid, who is, kept still by the puppet and is being controlled by the toy that he's on to keep him still, is actually able to, get control over the toy and fight and protect them. Gets off on all of the corpses, basically defeats all the corpses. He also swallows their demonic energy into himself, which gets Mercy to squibble, whine, throw a fit, saying, oh, it's so obvious that he's working for Claire and Shallow, that he's working for the bad guys, that they need to kill him there and then. And the main character telling him finally to shut his mouth. That if the Melid wanted them dead, or he was working for the bad guy from the get-go, he would have already had those corpses kill them. So shut his mouth. And Mercy shuts his mouth, which I'm so grateful for. They come across Claire and Shallow, and this is when Morning Sun realizes that Claire and Shallow is actually a sword spirit. They kind of have the same thing in Grandmaster Demonic Finch, Hitchhiker's family's technique is where they put spirits into a weapon and uses those weapons to fight with. It's kind of the same in this book world, where they turn people's spirits into weapons to fight against other people. And they have realized that this man has been turned into a weapon, and he's trying to find his true form and, get back connected to his true form. And his true form is actually on the hands of Mercy. I am not kidding. Mercy has his true form in his hands, and Morning Sun figures it out.